Suarez can be summed up in 7 words. Christian, white, female, married to a cop. Today we are going to be talking about someone else who has come across my radar, none other than Chelsea Suarez. She is the co-host of a podcast with Josh Barber, who of course I just recently made a video on the Dad Challenge podcast. You can go check that out up here because look, I figured out how to do the cards thing. Oh my gosh, it's like I'm a real YouTuber now. Suarez is a very polarizing figure in the anti-MLM community. She has amassed over 50,000 subscribers and continues to grow all the time. So we're going to take a look at what she does and see what we think about it.
Can I get your name and where you're from if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai? Can I get spelling for you?
Straight out of Dogtown, K-A-I.
Chula. Thank you so much for clicking onto this video, and if you are new here, well then hi, hello, my name is Kai. This is actually a very special episode because this is a little like, I don't know, like Kai after dark or something. It's almost like 11 p.m. so I just don't feel like being that person in my apartment complex, you know what I mean? So yes, Miss Suarez started her YouTube journey as a beauty guru, lifestyle content creator. She actually ended up getting up to 10,000 subscribers making this content. Obviously enough subscribers to where people would start to document her goings-ons on Twitter and even in anonymous forums. A lot of personal information that Cece shares about herself, and a lot of time that's okay, but I feel like in Cece's situation she probably should be a little bit more careful with what she decides to put out there about herself and her family, but we'll get into that later. In March of 2021, Cece appeared on a video with Dad Challenge podcast Josh Barber. They were doing a collaboration and he was interviewing her. It seemed like they had really good chemistry, although the whole time I felt very uncomfortable because Josh was like weirdly sexualizing her husband, and Cece is like also always weirdly sexualizing her husband. Like she really wants you to think that her average ass man is a total 10 out of 10, like God's gift to women on earth, and I just don't see it, you know, but that's just like my opinion. People in the anti-MLM community have mixed feelings about Cece, where some folks really ride or die for this woman, and some folks really could care less and feel like she's actually doing more harm than she is doing good. Recently saw a video from Suarez titled Top MLM Fails number 16, where she was reacting to stories from girls in MLMs where she says, "Gosh, she looks so dumb. I can't with this and her dumbass face. If you weren't paid for recruiting people, then you wouldn't recruit, you dumbass. Listen, this is not okay." The best way to make people understand that MLMs are dangerous is by 1, being kind, 2, showing facts, 3, not talking about someone's appearance or calling them idiots. Talking about how you can't stand to look at someone is so low and will do the opposite of what anti-MLM is about. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. When you take into consideration her relationship with Josh Barber, their story arcs sound very similar. She is consistently putting out content that is abrasive and maybe more like talking down to people who are victims and being taken advantage of literal schemes, and commenting on their appearance, saying that, oh my god, I hate this dumbass bitch, I hate her dumbass face, oh my god, her hairline is offensive to me. And some of the things that I was hearing her say were just like so counterproductive to what she claims to be doing. Just how Josh says that he likes to snark on these mommy vloggers because it drives more eyes to his cause. Cece is very quick to use this very same defense for the content that she puts out. She'll say that she's advocating for folks to not join MLMs or to just to see through the facade. In a lot of people's opinion, in order to undo the thinking of something like an MLM or a high control group or a cult or whatever have you, you need to approach that with kindness and facts and logic, and you can't just make personal attacks, because quite literally that is what their organization or their company or their whatever is telling them is going to happen. They're telling them that people outside of this don't understand you and they're going to try to stop you and tell you that you're crazy. It seems that people originally started talking about Cece because they noticed that she would go on anonymous forums like Guru Gossip, which I guess is the normie version of Kiwi Farms, and she would go on and talk shit, endless shit, on Jaclyn Hill, which of course Jaclyn Hill is like one of of the biggest names in the beauty industry, originated here on YouTube, and she just broke out of this community and propelled herself like into the mainstream media, into like being a household name, for the fact that she would go on and, again, anonymous forum, and talk so much shit, and then literally turn around and go on Twitter and start to suck up to Jaclyn Hill, hoping to have, you know, some communication with her that would translate into growth on her YouTube channel to build her own empire. Once upon a time, Jaclyn Hill got called out for saying that Stranger Things, you know, the show that was about a bunch of children, gave her a lady boner, and a lot of people found that, you know, pretty crass. They were pretty offended by it. And who comes along but Miss Suarez to her defense, saying, how the F is that offensive? Saying that you have a lady boner is just saying that you were sexually aroused or turned on by something. Yeah, people were off-put that she said that about a show that is like about children. I found this exchange that Cece had with someone on Twitter. I feel like I'm even being petty by even sharing this, but she says, I could lay next to Hubs and watch him sleep for hours. Okay, I'd get restless after about 30 minutes, but still, he's just so pretty. And someone replies to her saying, who are you? I don't know why that tickles me. She says, I'm a bulldog mom. I'm a wife. I'm a Floridian. I'm a Christian. I'm a socialite. I'm an app enthusiast. I'm a makeup addict. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm a snack connoisseur. Does that answer your question, Tracy? Actually, I didn't know that Cece was Christian. Nothing about her led me to believe that, which is totally fine. Like, I don't have anything against Christian people, but it also makes sense. It's another thing that her and Josh have in common. And then also, I don't know anyone in the history of ever who is not Paris Hilton has ever called themselves a socialite. Who are you, London Tipton? She said, me and Jaclyn have more. She said, me and Jaclyn have so much more in common than I could have ever imagined. Oh my god. It's clear from these tweets that she was very focused on YouTube. This has been her thing for a long time. She's wanted to make this her full-time career. So she was churning out lots of content. And of course, like, this is something that I'm even coming to terms with myself, is that when you're trying to make more content, more, you know, like push it out like as much as you possibly can, then you will be sacrificing some level of quality. And that's not me making excuses as to why I didn't realize that my mic wasn't plugged in the last video that I uploaded. I'm just saying, I'm sorry. As I was saying earlier, there is a lot of personal information that Cece shares online quite often and in her YouTube videos. She is constantly talking about her husband, constantly taking pictures of him, and she talks about it all the time that she is married to a cop. Her husband is a cop. She's gone on and talked about what his position is and things that have happened to him while he's been on duty. I didn't necessarily see any problem with that at first because, you know, I guess I just wouldn't think twice about it either, probably. But when you think about it, like, he's out in the community every day. I mean, he's a cop, whatever. But, like, he's out in his community every day. And potentially, yeah, he has the ability to get hurt or to even lose his life. I mean, is it, like, smart to be, like, showing off your husband on Instagram to thousands of people, putting him on your YouTube channel to thousands of people out of uniform or in uniform? Like, I feel like that is pretty dangerous, and if I were her, I would probably think twice about being so open with that kind of information. It's not like she could undo it now. I mean, this is already out there, but at the same time, like, it would just be something that I would take into consideration before maybe even jeopardizing my husband's privacy and safety. Just going, you know, back in time and sort of looking at this like progression of Cece's channel, how she went from being a beauty YouTuber to being AntiMLM to now, you know, being teamed up with Josh Barber, who, to his credit, he's a much larger channel than her, and he was able to give her a boost up and kind of build her audience as well. I went on her social blade, which, oh my god, I hate that I said that. Saw that the video that she did with Josh came out in March, so I looked at her subscriber count from February to March, and realistically she only got like 2,000 more subscribers from that post. I mean, from there, things have just been snowballing. And of course, the more content she does with him, the more, you know, she's engaging with his audience and they're coming over and watching her stuff, because a lot of these women are also anti-MLM as well. Costume change. So it more seems like she is trend hopping on current topics in order to grow her influence, grow her brand. And in the era of monetizing your existence, I don't necessarily think that that makes her a bad person, but it definitely could call into question exactly what her motives are in putting this content out that she is. And also seems like she is using her cause to justify her nasty behavior and her aggressive remarks towards these women that are being taken advantage of. Her and Josh just make sense. I think they're a match made in heaven. And moving forward, if there are other aspects of her behavior that I feel need to be called out, just like everyone seems to be calling out Josh, that should absolutely happen. I will link all of the things that I read so that you can read for yourselves and make your own opinion. I honestly did not know much about CC. I went actually back to that top anti-MLM fails number 16 or whatever that was mentioned in the Reddit post, and I'm not sure if she like changed the video or if she like unlisted it or something, but I did not find the specific quotation from the Reddit post in her video. I did find a couple of like clips of her being overly aggressive. I think that there is merit behind what some people feel, but I can also understand like why somebody would watch Cece's content, because she does have a personality. And that's what I'll say, she has a personality. No, it is definitely not hard to understand why her and Josh are friends, and when you really think about it, it's the same shit in a different package. That was just my thought, just my opinion, and just my video. So if you like this video, then you can leave it a like. And if you like me, then you can subscribe to this channel where I will be posting more content talking about whatever I want, whenever I want, because this is my channel and that's what we do here. So subscribe. I hope you are feeling well, you're feeling rested. I certainly am not. I overslept today. I don't like that feeling. But I also hope that you like this makeup, because you're probably gonna see it in a couple other videos that I'm making today. Thank you so much again for watching this video, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, amazing rest of your day.